Now, this might not be the most exciting episode, game-wise or anything, but still a very important episode for the core and heart of this series as a whole. Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Cobham Supremacy here. We are back with a very important episode, I'd say. It's not got the biggest games against the biggest opponents or anything, but a very important episode nonetheless, because we are in mid-March and so it is Youth Recruitment Day. Obviously, the focus of this series, building a team entirely of Chelsea homegrown talent, and so the next generation of talent coming through here at Youth Recruitment Day, so important going forward. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a look at the players who are coming through, see maybe how they could fit in the team, have a little talk about it. As well, we have the Carabao Cup quarter-final draw coming up, so I thought we could watch that, and also do the game against Aston Villa. Give you an idea of how the team plays, maybe against a smaller opposition, because this team does play very, very well, I think. First of all, just looking at the schedule since last time to fill you in on what's been going on. Last time we let off on that 2-0 win against Man United. Disappointment afterwards, FA Cup 5th round, 2-1 defeat to Liverpool. Liverpool very strong, of course. There was some rotation in the team as well. Yeah, disappointed to be knocked out the FA Cup, but still not too disappointed, to be honest with you. Followed up in the league though, 4-0 against Watford. Very happy with this. Harvey Vale scored his first goal for the club. Very happy with this kid's development. He's doing very well. As you can see, maybe not the best average rating, but still, he's finding himself in that left wing-back role. Got his first goal for the club. I was very happy to see that. As well, and then we followed up against Barcelona, 5-0 up on aggregate, came back to the bridge, we won 1-0, a 6-0 aggregate win against Barcelona, incredible work, so happy from the team. And then afterwards, Leicester City, a 2-0 win against them. And that finds us actually top of the Premier League, and 4 points clear of Liverpool in second, 8 points clear of Arsenal and United in third and fourth. Way above expectations. I really didn't think we'd win the league this season. But as things stand, it is well and truly in our hands. Liverpool, just looking at their schedule, looking at their run of form, if I do, you can see they lost to Manchester City and they drew with Arsenal. I just want to say 21 points clear of Man City. It's really not gone well for Man City this season. They've still got Pep Guardiola. I don't know what's gone wrong there, but still, that is the state of play. And then for the big thing this episode, of course, the youth recruitment. And these are the lads. Chelsea announced new intake of youth recruitment. An excellent intake. Exactly what I want to see here. We've got 3 elite talents here. Going first with this Cypriot goalkeeper, 16 years of age, Kyriakos Koumis. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce it. A good-looking young player. Chelsea, quite a few young keepers coming through. Teddy Sharman-Lowe and Jamie Cummings especially. But still, this lad looks good. Only 6 feet tall. Not the tallest, but still, stat-wise, as you can see, quite good. We play with a sweeper keeper, though, so passing only a 7. Maybe we'll have to develop his passing and his first touch a bit more. But still, a good, decent prospect to have going forward. You can never have too many good goalkeepers available. Someone's going to have to replace Mendy eventually. Mendy in the squad for now, doing incredible. Speaking of Eduardo Mendy, I feel the need to say some disappointment at the moment. As you can see, Eduardo Mendy out for 11 days to 3 weeks. Twisted his ankle. Keeper in goal at the moment. Keeper, I'm pretty happy with. He's been solid when needed. I'd much rather have Mendy, of course, but still, keeper as a second choice is incredible to have. So that's okay at the moment. Looking forward to Mendy coming back, though. As we move on to the next players. Now, this is one of the disappointment things about the youth recruitment. I'm very happy to have these 3 elite talents, but Jorge Andre and George Goodchild both right-sided. We'll start with Jorge Andre. Jorge Andre looks quite good. 5'6", good acceleration, good pace, good determination, got some flair, but right mid. We don't really play with a right mid, so I could retrain him at right wing back. Player trait-wise, dives into tackles, and tackling only a 6. So I don't know how he would progress at right wing back. Obviously, I'll sign him up. We'll develop him. Maybe a player we just sell financially going forward. Because that right side as well, you got to think, we've got Callum Hudson-Odoi who can play there. Brian Fiabema's training there. We've got Reece James who can play on the right, obviously. Going forward, we could re-sign Valentino Livramento, and we can re-sign Lamperty. So many options there. So I don't know if Jorge Andre will make it going forward, especially considering the other person here, as I mentioned earlier, George Goodchild, who, as you can see, can play that right wing-back role already. He's 5'5". He really likes dribbling, these trait-wise. Acceleration and pace, both 15. Determination, 18. Flair, 14. Once again, though, tackling only a 3, but crossing an 8, dribbling a 4. We could develop him a bit more defensively. I think George Goodchild, who can also play more attacking as well, and these wing-backs in this formation are getting forward quite a lot and getting some crosses in. So George Goodchild, I think, could, going forward, get into this team and get into this squad, which is good to see, because you want that. You want these youth talents coming through, especially in this series, where I'm trying to build a team of homegrown players and doing well. And then top talents, once again, though, Isaac Jones, a very good-looking player, but on the right side. This right side is so stacked that obviously, they can't all make it. And Isaac Jones here, the most attacking of all of them, when we don't play with right wingers regularly, probably won't make it at the club, which is disappointing. But then we've got some left options as well. We've got 2 here. We'll start with you. Luis Fernando Martinez, American left winger. We don't play with left wingers. He can play with a striker role as well, though, which he is pretty good at. 14 acceleration, 13 pace. If we play him as that pressing forwards, 16 aggression, so he's going to get into it. 10 finishing, 13 first touch. A good option. We'll develop him, but striker-wise, much like right wing-back, we have so many players. We got Lukaku at the moment, of course, but then coming through, you got Armando Broja and Judson Sutbell, especially. Ronnie Stutter doing amazing for us. Might loan him out next season, I think. We'll have to see how that goes, but still, Luis Fernando Martinez, a good prospect that I am happy to have here. And then the other prospect on the left, who can also play striker, is Christopher Graham here. English, much more natural, that pressing forward role. Stat-wise, very good. Doesn't dive into tackles. 5'11". Maybe not the air. Neither of these men really have the aerial threat of Lukaku. And Lukaku does score a lot of goals aerially. So maybe that's an issue going forward. But still, Christopher Graham, once again, a good option to have. And then we'll do the other attacking option here. Armel Kalala. In that cam role especially, we play with a shadow striker. Dribbling and first touch, very good. Determination, very good. Not the best finishing. We'd have to work on that. And not the best pace with an 8 and 9. We'd have to work on that as well. But still, a decent prospect who could develop. And then defensively, a top talent. Bade from Brazil here. 15 years old. How would we play him is the question, though. He's only 6 foot, 12 jumping reach, 7 heading. Not the best aerial threat, but 17 bravery, 13 tackling. He's got a bit of pace, 11, 10 strength though. Passing only an 8, crossing only an 8. I don't know how he'll get on in that ball playing or that wide centre-back role. We'd have to train him more specifically in one of them, I think, but could possibly make it at the club. But centre-backs, we've got a lot, obviously. Christensen, Reece James plays there. We've got Chalobah, we've got next season Ampadu and Levi Colwell coming through. If I show you my shortlist here, because I have a little shortlist just of all the Chelsea options available to us, there are quite a lot, as you can see. And centre-back rise, Nathan Aki we could bring back. I think he's the least likely of the centre-backs here we could bring back. Mark Gui we could bring back as a squad option. I think he'd be good to have. The centre-back that I think really will probably come back at some point in this series is this man, Fikayo Tomori. I was so disappointed when he left Chelsea in real life. He is such a quality player, and in that ball-playing defender role, that he could make that his own for an entire generation, I think. He could be that rock at the back for us. So I do think at some point I probably would bring back Fikayo Tomori, and then you have to think, will Bade make it? And who knows? And then we got some good talents. We got some decent talents, but those are the main talents and prospects that I wanted to come in. I wanted to talk about a good little youth recruitment here. I'm really happy with it. The next generation of Chelsea coming through, and that's what the series is about. It's about the Cobham. about creating these players, these homegrown talents, bringing them through, and hopefully getting some success for them. So hopefully later in these series, Kumis, Andres Goodchild, names you're going to be hearing a lot going forward, but we'll have to wait and see how they develop. And it's an exciting time. It's always good youth recruitment day, seeing who's coming through. It's an exciting period, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they all develop. And now moving on, we have the Champions League quarterfinal and semi-final draws into the pot following that emphatic 6-0 aggregate win over Barcelona. Looking at the teams available, of course, very English and very German. Chelsea, Liverpool, City and United, Dortmund, Bayern and Wolfsburg making it to the semi here, and as well as Juventus, of course, from Italy. Tough games, obviously. You want that Wolfsburg game. Wolfsburg, the easiest team here. I think we can all agree, but still, who are we going to get? Let's find out. Champions League draw. It's going to be Juventus taking on Man City. A big game there. Liverpool versus Man United. Really happy not to get Liverpool. Played them so many times already. Such an annoying team to play. Liverpool United, a huge game there. We're still in the pot. We got all the Germans available to us. And hopefully, it's us out next, home first, and we're going to be on Wolfsburg, yes. Oh, you love to see it. Wolfsburg, of course, no disrespect to them, 5th in the Bundesliga, made it to the Champions League quarterfinal, a huge thing for them. They beat Inter Milan 5-2 on aggregate, absolutely flying Wolfsburg there. But still, of all the teams available here, I do think Wolfsburg, the easiest one, 5th in the Bundesliga. Obviously, that also means Bayern Munich, Dortmund. So, I mean, two big rivalries that play in the quarterfinals, Bayern, Dortmund, Liverpool, United. Juventus, Man City, probably be a good game. And we got that game against Wolfsburg, the game we really wanted there. I think that gives us the best chance to progress to the semi-final, where if we do, let's see, we'll get Liverpool, Man United versus us or Wolfsburg. So it gives us a good chance to get to the semi-final. And if we get there, a game against United or Liverpool, I mean, oh, of course, Liverpool, and then, of course, Bayern or Dortmund against Zebra or City. But still, that's the Champions League draw. Focusing on that game against Wolfsburg, I'm happy with the draw, I would say. I think of all the teams, Wolfsburg the easiest. So, yeah, I think that gives us a really good chance to get to the semi-final. I mean, the semi-final will be against Liverpool United, but still, no easy games left at this stage. But hopefully, that game against Wolfsburg will do well, and we can get even further in our hopeful defence of the Champions League. And so, game against Aston Villa here. Game-wise, famous last words, not the hardest game. You know, previous episodes, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Barcelona. Much tougher opposition. So, this game, hopefully use as a chance just to talk about tactics a bit, kind of go over how I'm wanting the team to play, and so maybe how those youth players could fit in. Looking at the team of the starting 11, as you can see, 6 players trained at club. That's the rule the first season. James, Christensen, Chalobah, Hudson-Odoi, Mount and Joe Haig, and 6 on the bench as well. So of the 20 in the squad today, 12 trained at club, which is brilliant to me. Such a big number already. I'm really, really pleased with that. As I said earlier, Mendy injured, so keeper in goal. Joe Haig coming in because Loftus-Cheek had a bit of an injury as well. Loftus-Cheek thankfully back on the bench, probably come on in the second half to get some fitness back. But that's how we're setting up today. During the game, probably I'll talk a bit more about tactics, but let's just get into this game with Aston Villa. Hopefully, relatively simple performance, pick up the 3 points, and keep our lead at the top of the table. We have a free kick here. Mount whips in to Lukaku, heads home. Good goal. Lukaku, with his height and his strength, his jumping abilities, finishing, obviously, getting the ball onto his head, letting him header it in. That's a big part of our tactics this season. He's got a lot of goals like that. Mount, a good free kick. You got to have a good free kick takers. Goal given by VAR. This tactic with the wide centre-back attacks and the wing-backs is very insistent and focused on going down those wings and getting crosses in. So you need someone like Lukaku in the box, someone who is strong, who can push off defenders, who's going to get stuck in, and who, when the ball comes in, he can get up, he can win the aerial battles, and he can finish. And Lukaku is kind of the perfect player for that. Coming through with Broha and Sunsut Bell, they're both very good. Not as... what's the word? maybe not as strong or as enforcing as Lukaku, but they're both very good. And I think we can try and mould them, hopefully, into that similar kind of role. Because I think that's a very important position and a very key role to any potential success we have, is a striker in that mould with the tactics we're using at the moment. Aston Villa, the corner, Buendia whips it in, James heading clear. James, it's very important, once again, this in the aerially, because as I say that, Aston Villa scored, but aerially, because defensively, James and Chalobah provide a lot of aerial backup. They're both strong, they're both tall. They can both make those clearances, whilst Christensen maybe less so, but then next season Levi Colwill coming back, he's quite formidable as well. And like I said earlier, Tomori is the dream, really, because Tomori in that ball playing defensive role provides that strength, that height, that aerial threat going forward and defensively. That would be very, very useful, I think. And it's half time here. It's 1-1. It's been going okay. The team not really creating that many chances, though. And against Aston Villa, I think you can afford to make the tactical change I'm about to make, which is from the 5 at the back to the 4-2-3-1 Gegen press. And you have to move a lot of players around. Hudson-Odoi had a good game, so we'll keep him. You go for Christensen and James. Christensen and Chalobah at centre-back. James right back. And then it's tough. Do you make a substitute with the big tactical change? Or do you say maybe Mason Mount play on the wing? Or, Joe Haig? What I'm going to do, Mount into the Mazzala. Havertz has done very well in that inside wing role. And then Joe Haig, I'll try as a shadow striker for a bit. I think I might take him off early into this second half, but I think give him a go there, because I've been training him in that role. Because of all the positions available, we don't really play with left wingers that much, so I thought train him in that cam, see how he gets on, and so we'll see how he does here. We have a corner here, Mount whips it in, and Lukaku headers over, but once again, Mason Mount with the set piece ability, finding Lukaku, such an important part of the tactic and of our game this season. Aston Villa passing the ball around the fence here, waiting. They're being patient. They're trying to find space. We're pressing them. Kante. I'll just stop it there. I don't need to tell you this, but N'Golo Kante is so good. In that ball-winning midfielder role, there is no one else in the world like Kante, which is amazing, but is also a problem, because N'Golo Kante isn't trained at club, and at some point I want a first 11 of players trained at club, so I'm going to have to mould someone into that role. And you look around, and maybe Ethan Ampadu is a possibility. He can play defensive midfielder quite well. Maybe train him in that ball-winning midfielder role when he comes back next season, and try and push him towards that position, because we're going to need someone, because Kante is world-class, and we're never going to be able to replace him entirely, but we're going to have to do so as best as possible with a homegrown player at some point for what we're doing here. And then I'll just play on Kante going down the right. He finds Havertz with a good ball, gets it to Lukaku and scores. All of that coming from Kante winning the ball back and getting forward. That is why he's so crucial to this team. And I'm just going to stop it here as well to make some tactical changes, because Joe Haig not having the best time of things in that shadow striker role, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Mason Mount further forward. I'm not going to play him as a shadow striker. I'm going to play him as a advanced playmaker on support. And then I'm going to bring on Loftus-Cheek just to get some fitness back. Loftus-Cheek in that Mazzala role, you know how much I love him there. He is incredible, honestly. Sign him, play him there. He's transfer listed right at the start. You can get him for a bargain. The wages will kill you, but I promise that he is more than worth it. He's only 25 as well, so he's got so much time left in his career. Aston Villa back on the ball, but Mount also very good at pressing. It was a very pressing team we have here. We get the ball over top. Lukaku gets it. He's out wide a bit. You want him in the box, but Hudson-Odoi, and it's blocked, but it's out to Chilwell. We just keep pressing, keep attacking. Hudson-Odoi again to Mount. Mount to Kante. Kante out wide to James. James, so good at crossing. If he can get a cross in here, he doesn't. He gets it to Havertz, though. To Kante, to James. Back to Kante. We're just keeping the ball. Wait for the space. Loftus-Cheek through to Lukaku. Loftus-Cheek onto the pitch, and within minutes an assist, and Lukaku with a hat-trick. Lukaku, incredible. Loftus-Cheek, I just love him so much. He is so good in that Mazzala attack role. Aston Villa on the ball. John McGinn in the middle of the pitch, back to Mings. Mings going forward. Pass it to Trezeguet. We're pressing them. 2 men on Trezeguet there. He's managed to keep the ball, but still, this high intensity pressing, a big part of the tactic we're utilising here. Aston Villa passing the ball around. They're trying to find the space. Watkins gets it to Sanson. Sanson cutting through. Buendia shoots over the bar. Coming to nothing there for Aston Villa. 75-minute mark. Hudson-Odoi not having the best game. We don't play with left wingers often, but Jeremy Boyer, who we did sign in January, a natural at left wing, so we're going to bring him on. Hopefully see a good performance from him. James and Chilwell and Havertz, a lot of tired legs out there. We only have one substitute, and I am going to sub Reece James here. He's such a crucial part of this team that I don't want to risk any potential for any injuries for him. And so we don't really have a backup right back though, which is a problem we need to solve going forward. But for now, Christensen's going to move to the right, and then Malang Sarr at centre half. Malang Sarr coming into the squad in January after Rudiger left, and he's been very useful. He's, when he's been called upon, he's put in very solid performances. So yeah, I'm happy to have him in the squad. He's a good player to have around. We've got a corner here. Mount whips it into the box, and Havertz gets his head onto there. Havertz providing good aerial threat as well. And once again, it's a Mason Mount set piece. Mason Mount, such a good creator, playing him in that advanced playmaker role. But his crossing and his corners and his free kicks, they're all beautiful stats to have on him. And he gets another assist here. That's his second assist of the day. One from the free kick for Lukaku, the corner there for Havertz. Mason Mount, a big part of the success we're having at this club at the moment. Starting from the back, we play out the defence quite a lot. When you have 3 at the back or 2-4 at the back, and with the defenders we have, especially with the wing backs going forward and the wide centre backs with the 5, it's a big part of it playing from the back and building from the back. As Aston Villa probably should have scored there, but still, the defence so important once again. And so it's a big focus going forward defensively, because it's like the saying goes, attacks will win you games, but defence will win your titles. And so being defensively solid, especially with that 5 that we play mainly, is so important, as I think the game is going to end here, and it does. A 4-1 win, nice, comfortable performance. The 5 at the back doing well, but then changing to the 4 at half time. To create some more chances, and it worked perfectly. 3 goals in the second half. Lukaku with the hat-trick. Mount 2 assists. So yeah, solid Chelsea performance. Keep things going in the league. Special praise, I gotta give it to Macy, haven't I? And Lukaku scored a hat-trick, so I really do have to give it to him as well. And as you can see, that result leaves us at the top of the table. 30 games played, 8 games to play, 4 points clear of Liverpool. They have a game in hand. They win that, they're 1 point below us. Goal difference 50-50. We've both scored 72 and conceded 22. It is so tight at the top table, but the league's in our hands. Even if they win that game in hand, we're top. Stat wise, just looking at these players, Lukaku top scorer and at highest average rating. Such a brilliant player, such a brilliant season. Reece James, second most assists, and considering he has played the majority of games at centre back, that is incredible to me. Whilst Mendy has the second most clean sheets, and you got to remember, injured right now, as well as the time he took away for the African Cup of Nations. 1 less clean sheet than Alisson in 5. Alisson played 5 more games though. So Eduardo Mendy would be top if bar the injury in the African Cup of Nations, but still brilliant from him. Next episode, we will come back for that Champions League quarter final double, I think. We'll do both legs against Wolfsburg, home and away. 2 big games. It's got to be done. Hopefully advance to the semi-final against Liverpool or Man United. But that is going to be it for today. A much more chill episode, going over how we stand up tactically, and also going over the youth recruitment, such a big part of this series, because that's the focus of it, isn't it? Building a team of Chelsea homegrown talent. And so looking at youth recruitment, I thought was important. I hope you've enjoyed this more technical and tactical episode. Then let me know in the comments down below, and like the video. And if you want to see more, then please do subscribe. And thank you, for watching.